Host, welcome back to our channel, where we explore history and culture from around the world. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the greatest empires in history, ancient Rome. We've all heard of Rome's impressive feats of engineering and military conquests, but did you know that the ancient Romans were also known for their peculiar and sometimes bizarre practices? In this video, we're going to reveal 10 of the most surprising facts about ancient Rome that will leave you amazed. The Romans used to brush their teeth with urine. Yes, you heard that right. The ancient Romans believed that urine had antibacterial properties that could whiten teeth and prevent decay. They even had special jars called gutters that they used to collect urine. Thankfully, modern toothpaste has come a long way since then. Roman gladiators were mostly vegetarian. Contrary to popular belief, gladiators were not fed a diet of meat to increase their strength. Instead, they were primarily fed a vegetarian diet of beans and grains. This was because meat was expensive and reserved for the wealthy, who were not usually gladiators. Ancient Romans used to dye their hair with bird poop. The Romans had a thing for colorful hair, but instead of using hair dye, they would use a mixture of bird poop and vinegar. The mixture was left on the hair for hours, resulting in a bright yellow or red hue. The ancient Romans used to wear socks with sandals. While we may scoff at the fashion faux pas of wearing socks with sandals, the ancient Romans actually did this on purpose. They would wear socks made of animal hair with their sandals to keep their feet warm in colder months. The Romans used to eat flamingo tongues. Flamingo tongues were considered a delicacy in ancient Rome and were often served at elaborate banquets. This is despite the fact that flamingo tongues are quite small and not particularly flavorful. The ancient Romans used to recycle urine. We've already talked about how the Romans used to brush their teeth with urine, but they also used it for other things, such as cleaning clothes and tanning leather. Urine was considered a valuable commodity and was even taxed in some parts of the empire. The Romans used to celebrate a holiday called Saturnalia, where slaves and masters would switch roles. During Saturnalia, which took place in December, slaves were allowed to dress in their masters' clothing and act as if they were in charge. Masters would wait on their slaves and even serve them food. It was a time of revelry and freedom, but only lasted a few days. The ancient Romans used to use lead as a sweetener. Lead was commonly used as a sweetener in ancient Rome, as it was readily available and cheap. However, the Romans were unaware of the health hazards of lead, and it is believed that this contributed to the downfall of the empire. The Romans used to have a goddess of thieves. The Romans had a goddess called Laverna who was the patron saint of thieves. She was often invoked by criminals and was even said to have had a secret temple where stolen goods were stored. The ancient Romans used to believe that the left side of the body was unlucky. The ancient Romans had a superstition that the left side of the body was unlucky and associated with evil. This belief was so strong that they would always enter a room with their right foot first and would never sit on the left side of a table. And there you have it, 10 bizarre and surprising facts about ancient Rome.